Shoprite reported a 7.6% rise in its half-year profit, supported by a record Black Friday and festive season as cash-strapped shoppers and upmarket consumers went after food deals. The group extended its uninterrupted market share gains in its core South African supermarket business to 58 months. SABC Markets presenter Nastassia Arendse spoke to Shoprite CEO Pieter Engelbrecht for more.
It now marks virtually 5 years of uninterrupted market share gains. And I think that sums up in total just how good a performance it was.
So when we look at those market share gains, I mean, I suppose a lot of people could be sitting and watching this interview thinking, well, what are you doing right versus your competitors?
So there are two things that I would respond to that is the one is we are very clear in our strategy. We've got 9 what we call strategic drivers. They hardly has changed over the last years. And we don't do knee-jerk decisions. We have a plan and then we execute on the plan. And we try to be very clear and decisive in terms of execution, that everybody is on the same page in terms of what it is that we deliver. And because of that level of execution, I think we get it more right than maybe others in terms of delivering to the consumer what they expect us to deliver. On top of that is the richness of the data that we now have. We have over 29 million customers in our extra savings program, with over 5,000 data points on each, and that helps us to make better decisions. And that would be my 2 direct responses.
In an environment that, those who are in the same space as you describe as quite challenging, what have you seen when it comes to consumer spending habits?
Yeah, 2 things are clear, is that it is very tough. We've seen the number of items in the baskets reducing, but we are, on the other hand, very lucky that our loyalty level with our consumers have increased. So they frequent us more, meaning so they come and spend more with us, but less at a time. That's definitely a sign of the times. We, of course, spend an enormous amount of time to make sure we get product to consumers as affordable as possible, as low price as possible. As an example, we sell in a week more than 1.5 million items, R5 and less, because we know there are like over 10 million people in this country that lives off a R350 grant. And that is part of our DNA, is to make sure that we continue to innovate to bring product prices down.
Speaking of innovating, your Checkers 60/60 service growing 63% in the interim period. What has surprised you the most about the 60/60 app?
I'm not so surprised, but everybody have felt after COVID that this gimmicky kind of service is going to disappear. And in fact, it hasn't. It's just gone from strength to strength. But there's much more behind it than a cool app. It's a whole logistic system and microcosm, integrated real time. So very interesting. We're currently redeveloping that platform, and we continue to enhance the investments in that. If there's anything that I can maybe mention that surprised me was how easily people adopted the subscription model. That 99 Rand a month, unlimited deliveries, it surpassed our expectations in terms of how many people would take it up as quickly.
When you look at the furniture side of the business, in your results presentation, you mentioned that you could do better. What sort of plans are you thinking around that? And perhaps even whether you're looking at reviewing some of the credit processes in that space?
Yes, so we started with the credit process to definitely make it easier, faster. You know, if a person asks to get some credit to buy a TV set, they don't want to wait 3 days for an answer. So we need to improve on that. We have, but there's more to be done. I feel always a little bit sorry for the OK business because, you know, we're going to spend 8.5 billion on CapEx this year. And every year we have to prioritize exactly how we're going to spend and what we're going to spend it on. And then I feel that poor furniture a lot of times are not included in the list because there are other important, or not more, but there are critical things that we have to invest on first. We have done our multi-year investments in terms of technology and omni-channel and all that. So it now allows us to give a little bit of CapEx and attention to the furniture business as well, which I think is deserved.
Just to wrap up, what are the priorities for the next 6 months?
Okay, so that is exactly we are continue to do the development on the 6060, call it rather the omni-channel development. So what we are setting ourselves to do is to become Africa's largest and most profitable omni-channel retailer. So that sort of summarizes what we're going to be busy with. And then critical projects for us is now to deliver on those 2 new distribution centers, because with deteriorating supplier service levels and the growth in the company to support our in-stock and our consumers, we need to get those on stream and live on time.